Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 45 of Yakuza 0. And after playing enough Outrun, we're at 75%. That means Yuka is going to up the ante and up the high score. So, in this particular game, we are going to play some Outrun. The problem is, we're also going to be hit with copyright protected content. And the last time I tried to circumvent that, I barely even was able to record it. For some stupid reason. But I managed to get some of it. But in order to stop with that headache, and since you've already seen Outrun enough, I'm going to have to try to beat Outrun by surpassing the score of 3 million. This is good practice. I just want to point that out to all of you. Practice on Outrun, get good. Because if you want the Electronics King to be over with, you have to be damn good in order to beat him. While the Pleasure King himself, his mission actually wasn't that hard. The thing of the matter is, I wasn't able to actually aim correctly. Electronics King, on the other hand, is a different story. Meanwhile, on screen, Kiryu is thinking that if he happens to surpass 3 million, he's gonna get laid. That's his mindset. Sorry, this isn't Harem in Another World. It doesn't work that way. Even though those camera shots. And, by the way, we happened to did see Luca in the video, which begs the question. The video boy. Now that I stop and think about it, wasn't that Luca that he was looking at? And we managed to get the wrong person for him. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, with that said, let's outrun! Or not, because copyright. But, hey, I won off screen. I managed to surpass 3 million. In fact, I made it to 4,900,000. That's gonna come back to bite me later. So, with that said, we've got an incredible high score. And more importantly, we are going to have to come back once again. This time things will be a little bit different. And Kiryu has his high hopes thinking that he's going to score with Luca. Even though this is an M-rated game, let's be blunt. This is the equivalent to a kid's show in some regard. The only time a Yakuza protagonist ever scores with a woman is if there was more than one. And even then, Arasawa, is, how should I put this? As unlucky as everybody else. And Kiryu's thinking he's getting the ride of a lifetime. In fact, Kiryu's heart got broken. Because what she was referring to is a new game called Super Hang-On. And that's kind of a fun game too. It's actually a precursor to Road Rage. So, or Road Rash, yes. It was a precursor to Road Rash and technically Road Rage. So, on that note, if you want to come and play not Road Rash, it's basically Super Hang-On, you can do that. No, wait, let me rephrase that. Super Hang-On was the Japanese version of Road Rash. So we've completed Luca's friendship, so let's come back in and go get the property now. Even though he thought he was gonna get laid. Poor Kiryu. If only that was the case. Quite frankly, Kiryu never ever has a girlfriend. I mean, he did have one. I mean, he did have like some hookups, but those hookups don't last at all. Kiryu will end up being single every single time by the end of Yakuza. So with that said, my payout's not ready. So let's go and get that property, shall we? Might as well. And that's one more property from the Electronics King that we'll be pilfering. Oh, don't you worry. We're going to pilfer every single property this part. I promise you that. But enough about me pilfering properties for now, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Might as well just say that, yeah, Kiryu's going to end up being one lonely son of a gun. Just about every entry in Yakuza. Just when he has a girl, circumstances has it to where he leaves and forgets about her. Oh god, that's what really makes me pissed off with Yakuza 3. Just saying, probably my least favorite game in the series, and for good reason. The fact that 3 undoes everything that 2 sets up. That's all I have to say. When I cross that bridge of Yakuza 3, oh, it's going to be a painful one. Anyway, let us leave this not so humble place, and we're going to go and try and build up some properties. And hopefully not run into any Mr. Shakedowns. Not yet. I'm going to make sure I gain enough abilities first before I deal with Mr. Shakedown. Again. Primarily the other one. There's 2 of them in each area and you gotta beat them 3 times. But that's not the point. The point of the matter is, since we got the Pleasure King finished, and since we got the the Electronics King done, I'm constantly getting money from them. So, with that said, I'm going to go on ahead and buff up the Electronics King's properties. And probably raise the stock a little bit higher. So on that note, let's see, I may have to sit through these guys actually being there. Well, at least Steven spinning. I'm going to have to sit through him having to be manager. But right now, we're going to try to max out all the properties that I have that aren't S-ranks already. And having the Pleasure King is definitely great, since the Pleasure King is cheaper than any of the high-tier advisors, like Miracle Johnson, and, oh hell, speaking of which, I might have to use him. And also the, Fortune Teller. Let's see. However, if I would have actually went after the Electronics King first, I would have gotten a better advisor. We'll worry about that when the time comes. So we've got a collection and payout, and we're going to go on ahead and we're going to probably leave for a little bit and buy another property to try to make it reach 33%, or at least 30%, yes. Because here's the thing. This is the last time you'll have to worry about 30%. Because Gambling King and Media King, nothing happens at 30%. Oh, let's see what we got here. Ooh, another one of the Electronic King's properties I see. And that would bring my stocks up to 23%. I gotta be careful not to buy up all of the property, because after all, I do need that property. Yeah, actually, let's back off on that. We're gonna go back to the office. So I'll see you all then. I'll probably be fighting off screen. Anyway, we're back in the office. And now we've took 30% of the Electronics King's territory. And with that, we pretty much get a threat from the Electronics King. Or at least we get to find out more about the Electronics King. Turns out the Electronics King, despite being a nerd or an otaku that has a high IQ of 190, the Electronics King is actually a martial arts master that made all the punks in the town bend to his will who happened to be in his area. So yeah, he's probably like Odin from history's greatest disciple, Kenichi. Yes. That's the show that I was referring to. And Odin was a nerd himself, and he turned out to be one of the strongest motherfuckers on the show. That was a good battle, by the way. But veering off topic, now let's go back to the actual topic, which is the game. I just got finished buying another one of the Electronic King's territories, and I got the C Classic because of it. Yeah. So if you haven't gotten Sushi Jin, just buy the Electronic King's property once you actually beat the Leisure King. I didn't have enough money then, but I do now to come and buy the Pachinko 77, which I was trying to buy, but I couldn't buy it. And now I have enough money for this one too, because I had to go back and build up territories and, more importantly, get a lot of money. So with that said, with 66%, let's head back to the Sugita building and prepare ourselves for battle with the Electronics King. The Electronics King is going to challenge you to outrun, as I've mentioned before in part 4, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if you didn't practice on outrun, don't worry. While it's not penalizing, it'll just make taking his territories a hell of a lot longer. Oh, and for the record, like I said, as far as Majima's concerned, I did not complete the Cabaret Czar. So when it comes down to that, I'll do that separately and just continue on with the story. I'll be right back. Alright, I am here at Sega Highland, or at least close to it. There should be a couple of goons waiting for me. Yep, there they are. And for the record, these goons are only here for one reason and one reason only. The Electronics King. This is what happens when you're at 60%. So with that said, I had to stop by, change a few items up, and had to reload all of my weapons. So yeah, I'm gonna go on ahead and blaze through these guys. Or at least try to. Because folks, before we have to deal with the Electronics King, I gotta deal with his lackeys. Now, the thing about his lackeys, they're not really that tough. Now, I would use the sun blade, but I got something even better. I'm gonna start using some guns on their asses, just cuz. Or I can use the brass knucks, whichever one comes first. And for the record, it doesn't matter which one you hit first, so long as you beat the hell out of these guys. I mean, the brass knucks, I think they were supposed to have a, I think they're supposed to have a heat action, but I haven't unlocked that just yet. Unfortunately, I may end up breaking the knucks, but that's alright. That is alright. I'm gonna do something a little bit better. Instead of getting my ass kicked, I'm gonna have to start resorting to gun violence. Or I could just start resorting to regular violence. There goes one Mook. Yeah, just be wary that one heat action doesn't just take out the Mooks later on. You might need to be a little bit stronger, and I will by the time I actually deal with the Electronics King. And I'll take care of you, this heat action, and that just leaves one more. Get wrecked! And take a fist to the face for your troubles, giving me 2 million yen. So with all of these goons beaten up, yeah, these guys LARPing as punks, now it's time to catch the main boss. However, the main boss, again, is not going to be so easy to defeat the first time around, because after all, we're dueling him in Outrun. Needless to say, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. All that matters is if you actually get up to 90% to beat the Electronics King once and for all. Now, I'm going to say that even though I may lose shares and it may take a little bit longer, at least I still have some territories left to buy over, so I could go on ahead and just beat the Electronics King at any time. Except, people are going to want a strategy as to how to beat the Electronics King, just so they don't have to go through that. Real simple. You're going to have to save before coming here. And that means saving way across the way, because if you try to approach Sega High-Tech Land, you're going to end up running into Electronic King's lackeys. So you're going to have to save right by the shrine and run down the street to deal with the Electronic King's lackeys. So, here's how this works. You're going to have to try to not wreck once when playing Outrun. That is how you're going to win. That is how you're going to get 5 million points. Yes, you heard correctly. 5 million points.
Nani?
There would be absolutely no way in hell unless you actually play perfectly and not burn out, peel out, crash into a car, bump into a car, and more importantly, keep the shift on high. That's my only advice to you. Is practically get good at Outrun, so that way you'll be able to make more than enough to defeat the Electronics King. And that's why I said the Pleasure King was much easier. The only reason why I had a difficult time because the answers kept coinciding with each other and covering up. But this guy? No. That's why I saved him for last. And, ooh, I need about 10 more to get a completion point. But nonetheless, I'm going to have to say I lost by merely 10,000 points. Yeah, I almost had it, but time ran out. And I wrecked it to a truck afterwards. So, yeah. That sucks. Although I took 10%, I lost 10% of my shares. That's okay. I'm at 56. I could get them back by simply buying a damn territory. More importantly, I could buy the rest of his territories, invest in them, fight in investor duels with this guy, and more importantly, raise up all of his territories to the point where all I have to do is just simply collect cash payout and fight him at 100%. which is all the more reason why I'm going to hold off on doing that until part 47. Well, hold off on actually investing in all the properties. I'm going to buy all the properties now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start doing that so that I can. But first, let me go and get myself some more money. Because after all, I did get hit in the pockets. Well, should I say in the shares. So all I need to do is get those shares, get them up, and then I could go on ahead and make a lot of money. So let's get the payout. 73 million. 185 million. Nice. And 25 million, although Steven spinning is making me lose profit as opposed to gain it. It doesn't really. Oh god, I got into a money battle. And look how much profit I made thus far. And I spent almost a total of 5 billion yen. Wow, just wow. But that's okay. What we're going to do now is I'm going to put spinning in charge of this territory. Wait, actually Kazuga's in charge. So now everything's good with that end. I'm only going to keep spinning on until it gets to the low point. Then I'm going to switch up. And that just keeps the cycle going. And as for the lands for the Electronics King, as you can see, I'm going to pump these up until I'm at, already at 60%. See, it's as if I didn't lose anything. 62. Look at that. Oh, look, I got an S rank as well. 64. It's as if I didn't lose anything. I just got to keep it. Oh, wait, I got one more to invest into, right? Probably not. But I'm going to actually buy all the territories next part, actually. Well, not next part. Part 47, that's right. So, yeah, with that said, folks, I will see you all in the next episode of Yakuza 0, because we got to get ourselves an advisor and a security guard in part 46. And in order to do that, we need to buy shrooms and alcohol. Yeah, I know, it's convoluted. Anyway, the Electronics King will be dealt with in part 47. Just letting you all know. See you guys next time.